Hello everybody, my name is BearCozy and today I wanted to talk about how I made it to Diamond 5 with personal rank 69 last season. Also the team that I used and why I used the heroes that I used. I want to talk about their synergy and what's going on there, why I'm using what I'm using, their gear, their stats, and everything in between. So if it's your first time here, I strive to make not only entertaining but also educational videos, and I try to put as much value into my content as I can. As I've mentioned, I made it to Diamond 5 with a personal rank of 69, and that was really cool. Now, as you can see, right now I am in Plat 5, and there are two reasons for that. The first reason is I got deranked twice. I went from Diamond to Gold, and then instantly it said, congratulations, you reached Gold. You are now in Silver. So I had to claw my way from Silver 2 or Silver 3 is where I started. I wish I recorded it, but I had to claw my way from Silver 3, which was fairly easy, all the way through Silver, through Gold, and into Plat. So here we are. And the second reason is I actually haven't been playing Arena all that much. I've been focusing on other areas of the game and farming myself some much needed gear. I've been focusing on farming some Tulpa. I've been focusing on running some Ash Magisteria, and here we are. This is my arena team. Let's go ahead and go into it and talk all about it. What I'm going to do since we're here, I'm going to put up all of their stats on the screen right now so you can see all their stats very quickly. And I am going to be using Wintrix, who is going first, Lunar Mel, who is going next, and then I'm going to use Nathalia and Zalux. Now, I do have much better gear for Nathalia. I am able to get her over 250% crit damage, but unfortunately, she is a little bit slow and it messes up the whole rotation, and I didn't want to change her gear just yet before I made this video. Going into the team. Now, as you can see, my Wintrix is going first. This is a go first team. I did make another video about this, but there was so much information in it that I went over it very quickly, and I wanted to make a more in-depth video. So typically what I do is I start out on the bottom. If my Wintrix is first, I look on the bottom for turn order. That is the turn order. My Wintrix goes first. Then their Wintrix goes right into my Lunar Mel. So what I typically do is if they have a Wintrix and if it's close or right behind mine, I like to go in with a stun. If they do not have a Wintrix, I go in with a defense down. Right now, I do have Rage Aura because I was experimenting with Rage Aura, and I think I like defense down better. So here's the rotation. Wintrix goes first. We're going to do her ultimate. That gives everybody buffs. Now, if the enemy team is very tanky, I use Lunar Mel, of course, with the AoE taunt. If the enemy team is fairly squishy and they're not a very tanky team, then you can go in with a third damage dealer. Right now, I have two, and I'm working on gearing my third one. After Lunar Mel does the AoE taunt, which locks out everybody's ultimate abilities on the enemy team, Nathalia is going to go ahead and she's actually going to nuke the enemy team, see what we can do there. Now, that is going to be okay. If there's anybody left standing, what we're going to do is we're going to come in with Zalux and use his ultimate, and he should be able to finish anybody off. If we do not, if the enemy team is a tanky team and we do not kill them in one go, Lunar Mel will lock out all of their ultimates and they will be forced to attack her using their basic abilities. So Lunar Mel is very, very, very good in Arena to lock out the enemy team, but you have to make her fast. So that is the first team. Let's go ahead and hit somebody a little bit tankier. This team is probably going to be a little bit easier to beat, but I want to hit a slightly tankier team, and then we're going to talk about all of their gear and why this works. Going into a slightly tankier team, I can already tell this is going to be no problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with Wintrix. Now, Wintrix is fairly fast. We are going to go over all of her gear right after this battle. Wintrix, we're going to start out with her ultimate, of course, as always. She's going to be our speed booster. She does give everybody plus 50 speed, which is really nice. Unfortunately, they caught in. I was not expecting that, but that is okay. What we're going to do is we're going to taunt them all, and even though we can't do any damage, we're going to lock out all of their ultimate abilities, and there we go. Lunar Mel pulled that off, which is very, very nice, and I think what we can do is go ahead with the defense down. Now, Nathalia does not have much focus at all. I'm not expecting it to land, but we do get it on 3 of the enemy team, which is pretty good, and then we're just going to go ham. They are all taunted, and this is exactly why it works really, really well, because you go in with that taunt, and the taunt just cleans everybody up, and it locks out all of their abilities unless they cut in, of course. And that's something you have to be very careful with. But even if we taunt 2 or 3 members of the enemy team, that works really, really well. So my team is a really good tank buster comp. It does take a little bit longer to get through some of the tankier teams, but as you can see, control is the name of the game. We have plenty of stuns. We still have this water prison that we can use, we have not used. And then of course, Wintrix can actually refresh Lunar Mel's AoE taunt, and she can retaunt, locking them out for a second turn. So we do have lots of control while our heroes kill the enemy team so we can win. So there you go. There's 2 wins. Let's go in and talk about their gear and why this team works. All right, let's talk about gear and synergy. First one up is Wintrix. My Wintrix is actually ascended. She is level 50 and she's ascended 5 times. That's just kind of how it happened. I ended up pulling multiple copies of her. I'm not sure why. I pulled them all just about in 2 or 3 week period. Now, if we look at her glyphs, she is missing some glyphs. Doesn't really need anything besides speed. If you are building Wintrix, go ahead and make her as fast as you can possibly get her. Right now, she is in 3 Raider sets, and that's primarily to give her an extra 45 speed, 15%, and she is in speed boots. Right now, she's only in 5-star speed boots. They are level 13. I am trying to get myself some 6-star speed boots. I haven't had any luck just yet. So as you can see, what you want here, on top of the Raider set, you actually want to try to get some speed substats, and that is exactly what I've tried. Her damage doesn't really matter, so you don't have to really level her weapon. Of course, the helmet and chest, they don't roll substat speed, so you don't have to worry about those. And then if you can get yourself a nice Raider ring like this one with some extra speed, that'll work. Go ahead and try to get yourself a necklace with some speed as well. As you can see, this is a flat health necklace. I'm not even sure why I rolled it to 9. Must have been an accident, but probably trying for speed. But it did roll speed once, so I left it. Looking at her stats, as you can see, she is at 255 speed, which is fairly quick. When I originally made this team, she was at 220, 225, and I have recently got her to 255. Now, I am currently farming some 6-star speed boots to try and get her much faster, so that should help my team go first so I can have many more victories. Next one up in rotation is Lunar Mel. I did not think I would like her as much as I do, but she's actually phenomenal. Looking at her gear, she is in a revival set. I do use her in Void Tower. She is in speed boots, and that is primarily because I want to try to make her as fast as possible. She is the 2nd fastest in my roster and in my arena team. Wintrix goes first. Lunar Mel goes 2nd. Right now, she's at 176. I am going to be working on slowly getting her over 200, and that should help me taunt the enemy team before they get a chance to cut in. Now, if you look at their gear, she still has room to improve here. Right now, I don't have enough charms to get these to 15, but I am going to be working on it. Looking at her ring, they do have 2 speed rolls. The necklace has 2 speed rolls as well, so that is what I'm primarily looking for. I want to try to make her as fast as possible. The Revival Cane has 2 speed rolls as well, and the whole key here is to make her as fast as possible and try to give her enough focus to land on the enemy team so we can lock out all of their abilities and take our time killing them. The third one in the rotation is Nathalia. If you don't have Nathalia, there are plenty of other options. You can use Evira, you can use Valeria. There are a ton of options for damage dealing heroes. Right now, Nathalia is the best built, and she is just built for straight up damage. Now, she is currently at 137 speed, 100% crit rate, just over, and 223% crit damage. As you can see, her attack is under 4,000. I am working on bringing that up over 4K. And I do have to re-gear her as I can push her crit damage much higher than it is. But I wanted to make the video because I ended up reaching rank 69 with this damage, with these stats. And last but not least, of course, is Zatlux. Zatlux I geared a long time ago, and I left, and I have not re-geared him. He is in a Rage set and a Warrior set, and he's in a Rage set primarily to hit that 70% crit rate. Originally, when I built him, I had a hard time getting him to 70% crit rate because I did not have enough gear. So, what we're going to look at, let's go ahead and look at his stats. He's at 131 speed, just after Nathalia. He is the cleanup champ. His crit rate is at 74. He only needs 70 because of his trait, and his crit damage is at 255. Now that I've been farming some much better gear, I can probably push that much higher. I'm going to try to push it to 275 or 280 very soon. So there is the team. You don't have to use Nathalia. You don't have to use Zatlux. Go ahead and use Valeria. Go ahead and use Evira. Those two will work really, really well. And to know what works fairly well in here as well, use anybody you have, Urzag, Crazed Urzag, anybody you have built that does really good damage. All you need is a speed booster, an AoE taunt if it's a heavy defensive comp, and then 2 damage dealers. If it's an easy comp you know you can kill, you can go ahead and experiment with 3 damage dealers, so you can go Wintrix into your 3 favorite damage dealers and blow the competition out of the water so you can get goodies from the arena shop. That is my arena video. That is how I made it to Diamond 5 and rank 69. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a nice comment down below. Also leave me a subscribe and a like to help YouTube push this video to reach more people like you. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.